Good morning, teacher. Sorry.
Hi, Flor. Good morning. I thought you weren't going to join today's class. Okay. Flor, we have to think about a date to replace a last class, Monday's class. Sorry, I'm not able to turn my camera on. It's my internet is a little bit slow. But I wanted to mention this because if you check your schedule, no, in your schedule it says that we have to finish this model this Friday. So, like I mentioned before, I cannot have any classes at night. So I don't know how we can do it.
Tomorrow morning at the same hour.
Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow can work. So we will finish on Friday. So I was checking your assignments, and it seems like you work at least the first unit, probably, no? And it's still missing the rest, no? So you will have to finish, I guess. I will talk with Ruth, but maybe it will have to be until Saturday. I don't think there is a lot of time because, like I mentioned, the model ends on Friday, and the next model starts on Monday. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
So I need to send your grades before Monday. So maybe Sunday afternoon tops, but I don't think more than that because I have to send this your grades to Ruth before Monday, no?
Yes, yes, teacher. It's
Okay,
okay.
all right. So when we are done with the class, I'm going to assign all of the quizzes again because you haven't finished, you haven't done anyone, no? So you will have until, I guess it could be Sunday until 6 p.m. I guess that's enough time, no? To finish them.
Yes, it's okay, teacher.
All right. So after being saying that, let's start with today's class. Let me share my screen. Let's practice some verbs in the past tense. Okay, so if you could go to Kahoot.it, we're going to try to get some verbs. Okay, so this is the code. Just go to Kahoot.it, please. All right, so let's start. Let's practice some verbs in past participle. Okay, past participle of drink. Drink, drunk, drunk, drink. All right. It was,
Drunk.
yes, drunk. All right, that's it. Okay, past participle of sing. It was sung, but with an U. Okay, next. past participle. Sat, seated, sat, sat. All right. Yeah, sat with an A. Next one, get, past participle of get. Got it, yes, very good. Next one, still. Past participle of still. Stole, stealed, stolen, stolen. All right, but just one T. No, stolen. Next one, past participle of bring. Bring, brought, brought, bought. It was brought. Yeah. All right, next one. Okay, next. Past participle of buy. Bought, buy, bought, paid. Very good. Bought. Next. Swim. What's the past participle? Swam, swum, swimmed, swimmed. Well, it was swam. No, sorry, it wasn't. Okay, next one. Right. Wrote, written, wrote, write.
Writing. Writing.
Yes, and double T. Next, read. Past participle of read. Read it, wrote, read, read. All right, correct. Past participle of put. Pat, put it, put, put. Same word, no? Put. Very good. Next, drive. Past participle of drive. Driven, drove, drive it, drove it. Driving. Build. Past participle. Build, 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 bold. All right, let's see. Build.
Yes.
Next. Go. This one is easy. Go it, went, going, gone. Gone. Next. Do. Past participle of do. Did, do it, done, done.
Done.
Yes, right. Next. Right. Past participle of right. Riding, roding, rode, right. All right. Right. Double D. Speak. Past participle of speak. Spoke, spoken, speaked, speaked. All right. Spoken. Excellent. Next, fall. Past participle, fallen, fell, fallen, fault. All right.
Fallen.
Oh, very good. Okay, next one. Sell. Past participle, sell it, sold them, sold, sell it. All right, sold. Next one. No. Past participle of no. Knew, know, know it, knew it.
No.
Very good. Next one, three left. Past participle of give. Gave, give, given, given.
Given.
All right. Yes. Great. Given. Next. Say. Past participle of say. Said, says, said, say it. All right. Set. Make. Past participle of make. Make it, made, making. Made. All right. Okay. Well, we already know the score. So let's all right. So let me jump to first, please, Flor. All right. So let me explain today's content. I'll close this. All right. So I wanted to review past participle verbs because today's content or topic uses past participles. So what do you think is going on here? Can you try to explain the picture?
Yes, the train.
You can read this if you want to know, but what do you think it's going on?
Okay, the train was gone, and
Okay.
then he arrived to the station.
Yes.
So she arrived late.
All right, excellent. So down here, we can see now that we have two events. No, at 9 a.m. No, the train had left. No, at this time the train had left, and then he arrived at 9:15. So as you mentioned, he was late. No, could you read the sentence, please?
When he arrived to the train station, the train had left.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Let's see another example. Okay, same thing. What do you think it's going on?
Okay, he failed the exam because he didn't study.
All right, great. So we have two things that the kid was doing, no? Instead of studying, he was playing video games or games, no? And then we can see here in the second picture that he's sad, he's crying because he failed the test. So which one happened first? Fleur? This one or this one?
First, he watched TV. He played video game.
All right. So it means that he hadn't studied, no? He hadn't studied, and then, therefore, no? he failed the test.
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking about two events in the past, no? So we're going to pay attention, let me go back, to these tense. Had left, hadn't studied. No, had left is positive, affirmative, hadn't studied is negative. But pay attention to the word, no, hadn't and then the verb. So that tense is the past perfect. And we are using that tense to talk about something that happened before a specific time in the past. In the example, like you mentioned, this happened first, no? He hadn't studied. And then he failed his test or his exam because he didn't study, no? So let's see the example. Could you read this, please?
It was 8:30. Jackie and Dean had left Valentino's.
All right, thank you very much. So we have one event here, no, and then we have a second one. Jackie and Dean had left Valentino's. So we are talking about something that happened before a specific time in the past, no? So it means that these two, Jackie and Dean, had left before this time, no? So they left and then it was 8:30, right? When they realized that they had left. So we're talking about two events in the past. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, how do we form the past perfect? It's quite easy. So we form with had and then the past participle. That's the only thing that we need. Obviously before here is the subject, no, any subject. Plurals or singular use the same form. Had and then the past participle. And remember, we always use contractions, no? So we can use the contraction apostrophe D with some subjects. Could you read this example, please?
Nick and Talia already knew each other.
All right. Second one, please.
They've taken classes together in college.
All right. So we're mentioning that they taken classes together. No, this happened first, and then no, obviously they had this friendship. No, they already knew each other. Is what it's saying. So we always use apostrophes, right? That's why we have the apostrophe D here. No, it's representing had. Apostrophe D is representing had, and then we have this verb. In what tense is this verb? Plural. Taken.
Taken is past participle.
Okay. Do you remember of what verb?
Take.
All right. Great. So this is the past perfect. It's quite easy. It's not very complicated. When we want to talk about a specific time, because remember the past perfect already happens first, we can use by. All right, so here I have the past perfect, and then I'm introducing a time, and I'm using by to introduce this period of time. Could you read this example, please?
My boyfriend and I have slept up by the middle of the semester.
All right, great. So when we want to mention a specific time, in this case, they're talking about the middle of the semester, we use by to introduce this specific time. Okay? And here, then a specific time is the middle of the semester, no? It's saying that they broke up. Split up means to broke up or break up with someone, not to go separate ways. So Talia saying, no, I broke up with my boyfriend before the middle of the semester. No, because remember the past perfect usually happens before a specific time that we're mentioning. Any questions so far?
No, it's okay.
Okay, let's continue. We can also use this tense, the past perfect, to show a relationship between two past events. No? And when we use this, one of the other event will have to be in simple past, like the examples we've seen. Now let's see another. Could you read this, please?
Dean and Jackie have left the restaurant, but by the time Ned and Talia ordered dessert.
All right, great. Thank you very much. So this happened first, no? Had left. They had left. And by this time, no, they ordered dessert. The event that happened first goes in past perfect. And the second event, the event that happens after this or second, it's in past, in simple past. No? Here is just a verb in the past simple. No? So we have two ideas. Can you recognize the two events? So what is happening here? That's one event, no?
Yes. First, Dean and Jackie left, and then Nick and Talia ordered.
Dessert, yes. So we have two events. Not when we want to talk or mention two events, remember the one that we use in past perfect happened first, and then the second event that happened afterwards, it has to go in simple past. So like you said, no, first, no, they left, and then they ordered dessert. No, two events together. So this happened first, no, they had left, and then they ordered dessert. Do you understand the meaning of had in the past perfect?
It's like happening, right? In present perfect.
Yes, but it's in the past tense, no?
Yes.
It's like habían, no? All right. Next, okay. We can use some of these time expressions like we do with all the perfect tenses, not already, yet, or never, to emphasize that the event in the past perfect occurred first. So sometimes this event can happen. Well, we know that it happens first, no? But these words help us to emphasize. So we know the meaning of already, right? Already, or yet, or never. So let's see an example. Could you read it, please?
By the time Talia studied for the exam with Nick, she had already broken up with her boyfriend.
All right, great. So the word already, it's emphasizing that this happened, no? This already happened, so this happened first. It's just emphasizing. So the same happens with yet and never. Remember that yet always goes at the end of the sentence, no? And never, it's also located here. Any questions? No,
No, it's okay.
All right, let's continue. And sometimes even when we're talking about this tense, the same meaning, sorry, of the past perfect, no, that it happened first, we can use it with two events using the simple past in both cases. The only difference that the words that we need to emphasize that one happened before the other one is after, before, or as soon as to connect the events. So for instance, this is how we've seen so far, right? The event that happened first in past perfect, and then we have the past simple sentence, right? However, we can also use the same sentence with both actions in the past simple. Could you read both examples, please, to understand the idea?
Nick had decided not to ask Talia out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend.
The second.
Nick decided not to ask Talia out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend.
All right, thank you very much. So here we have past perfect, no? However, if we don't want to use the past perfect, we can also use the simple past, no? To express the same idea, the same meaning. However, in this case, we have to use these words for after, before, or as soon as to specify that this is happening first. That's what we need in this second sentence, for instance. Now that's very important. These words help us to express that this event is happening first. No, it help us to connect both events. Okay, any questions so far?
When I see after, before, or as soon as, it's okay. It put simple past in both events, right?
Exactly, yes. It's just to, this type of word is just putting both events together and is specifying that this happened first. No? The first event that you're mentioning happened first because it's saying, no? Nick decided not to ask Talia out as soon as, no, he heard that she had a boyfriend. So it's just putting putting order in the events. No, this one happened first and this one happened second. That's what it's doing this, no? It's the same with after or before. But these words help us just with when we have two events in past simple.
Okay.
Okay, so in this idea, it was not necessarily, it was just to understand the use, no? However, this is not correct. Just to understand that the idea could work both ways. However, these words are just used for two simple past events.
Okay.
All right, let's continue. And well, the meaning is the same that like I mentioned. No, it's exactly the same. And these two summarize a little bit. Remember, past perfect always had, well, any subject, no? Had, and then the past participle. And when do we use this tense? When we are mentioning that this event is happening before another past event. So to put two events together in the past, we mention the past perfect to mention that that event happened first, basically. And could you read us the final example, please?
I noticed that he had left his books behind.
All right, thank you. So here, can you tell me which event happened first and which one happened second?
First, he have left his books, and then I noticed.
Yes, great. So it's very clear, no, the order of the events. That's why we use past perfect, not just to emphasize that or explain that this event happened first. For instance, they left their books behind, no, they forgot their books. And then someone else noticed, no, this is past simple. All right, so let's practice a little bit. Let me let me show you, or what, share this exercise. 1 second, please. All right. Okay, where is it? Sorry. Just all right, is this one. So let's practice a little bit of past perfect, affirmative and negative statements, and well, a question. I'll share this with you. The explanation is also on the top. All right, so you can share your screen, please. And let's work on this set. We're just simply going to use had and then the past participle of these verbs. That's all. Did you get the link? Sorry.
Can you see my
Yes.
screen?
Yes, I can see it now. All right. So on the top, you can see the explanation, no? For affirmative, subject had, for instance, no, past participle verb eaten. Negative, had not eaten. And then for questions, had the subject and then the verb, no? And then the complement. And remember, we always use contractions. So the first one, what do you think? How can we complete this sentence?
The news have finished, said.
All right, great. Very good. Number 2.
When we got home, we saw that somebody
Mhm.
had broke
Remember the past participle?
broken.
Broken, yes. But it's just with one O.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Number 3, please.
By the time we arrived, the store had closed. Closed.
Excellent, very good. Number 4.
My friend called to tell me that I had
Excellent.
forgotten.
What he forgot? He had forgotten my wallet in his car. No? Number 5, please.
When we left home, it had stopped snowing.
Great, very good. Double P. Number 6.
They recognized me because I had
It's a negative, no? But remember, we always use contractions. So how can we put a contraction in had not?
I had not seen
I think
an
it,
oil.
yeah, I think it got changed though. It says hasn't, right?
Yes,
It's the,
with the.
exactly. Hadn't changed, no?
Change it with the.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a regular verb. All right. Adult. No, number 7.
We didn't get a table in the restaurant because we
Also negative.
hadn't made a reservation.
Yes, excellent. Very good, Flora. Number 8.
When Janet went back to the hotel, she had bought some souvenir.
Excellent. All right. Number 9, please.
By the time I gave you back the book, I had read.
All right. Excellent. Number 10, please.
Tina felt nervous during her flight because she hadn't flew.
She hadn't. Number 10. It's flown. F-L-O-W-N. Flown. All right. The one in the middle. She hadn't flown before. No? 11, please.
The movie
Negative. No? Remember contractions.
is having started
Yes, great. So,
when we go to the theater.
all right. It's a regular verb. And finally, you got one question.
Had you rather eaten breakfast when he left?
Had your brother past participle of eat?
Eaten.
Eaten. Yes, great. Right. Very good, Flora. Number 6, what happened? Number 6. Maybe it's the apostrophe. It hadn't changed.
Yes.
All right. Okay, looks good. Okay, let me share my screen, please. Let's explain the second topic really quick. It's quite easy. So it's very easy to understand. We have one last exercise after this. Okay. So do you remember what is an infinitive? Can you maybe say an example of an infinitive?
Yes, infinity is to go.
All right, excellent. And we can use these infinitives after some adjectives and some nouns, and we use them to express people's reactions and feelings. Common examples of feelings are these. Could you read them? Could you read the feelings, please?
Pleased, glad, pleased,
Excellent.
glad, surprised, happy, anxious, shocked, afraid.
All right. It is just shocked. We don't pronounce this vowel. Shocked. Just shocked.
Shocked.
Excellent. All right. So, for instance, here, no, this is the adjective, and then this is the infinitive. No, could you read the two examples, please? Oh, sorry.
Talia was anxious to work on the story.
All right, great. So here in the exam, in the question goes, no, are you ready to go? So question, same idea, no? We have adjectives, and then we have the infinitive, not to work, to go, etc. And we can also use other adjectives, such as these ones. Could you read them, please?
They
Okay.
right, sorry, right, wrong, stupid, certain, welcome, careful, do, fit, able, likely, and lucky.
All right. By the way, here is a stupid. No, it sounds like you. Stupid.
Stupid,
Yes, great. And here is certain. Certain. Repeat please. Certain.
certain,
Yes, great. One more time. Certain.
certain,
All right. So same thing. No, these adjectives goes before the infinitive. Could you read two examples, please?
I was stupid to trust him.
Second two.
They are certain to win.
All right. So this is helping us to be more specific and express a feeling, no? I was stupid, or they are certain. Certain is like when you feel sure about something, when you feel confident that something is going to happen. For instance, for them is to win, no? All right. Any questions, maybe?
No, it's okay.
All right. So remember, when we want to talk about our feelings in a more specific way, we can use some of these adjectives, such as these, or some other ones like this, before the infinitive, no? Whatever action we're expressing: to go, to work, to trust, to win. And we can also use infinitives after some nouns. The non-infinitive combination express a necessity or advice. Before we were talking about feelings. Now, when we use some nouns, such as confession, this is an example, it could express necessity or advice. Could you read the examples, please?
I had a confession to make.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we just take a little time to enjoy ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have permission to go?
Yes.
She's the person to ask.
All right. So in this case, we can combine some nouns, no? Such as confession, time, permission, person. These are nouns, no? Before
Yes.
the infinitive to express a necessity or advice. What do you think? The first one is expressing necessity or advice? I have a confession to make.
I think necessity.
Yes, great. What about the second one? Why don't we just take a little time to enjoy ourselves?
Necessity.
Yes, all right. What about number three?
Is a request.
Yes, it could be a request. It could be kind of like an advice, no? So sort of that way. And the last one?
Is an advice.
All right. Yes, great. So when we want to be a bit more specific, we can use some of these nouns before the infinity. No? And what the last one? Okay, could you read the last two examples, please?
I had a test to study for. It's time to leave.
All right. The same thing. We have more nouns and then the infinitive. All right. So the combination is like that, not the adjective plus the noun combination. No? Could you read the examples, please? Oh, sorry.
Yes, that's an easy mistake to make.
Mhm.
Jackie really wants to be famous, but it's a high price to pay for fame.
All right. So basically here we're just combining, no? The adjective in a noun or noun, and then the infinitive. Not to make, to be, to pay. Okay. And we can also use for. Let me check what time is it. Okay. We can use for plus the noun or pronoun before the infinitive when we include the subject. So when we are mentioning the subject, we can use for to include them. Could you read this example, please?
It's important for the Federation to hear the recording.
All right. So because we are mentioning for who is important, no, for the Federation, we use for to talk about them, no? And the second example, please.
It's time for us to go.
All right, great. So it could be just it's time to go, no? But if I want to mention the subject, for I use for, no, for, and then I mention the subject. It could be the name of the person, or it could be the noun, no? The pronoun or noun. All right, I think that's all. So let's see how much of this next exercise can we do. All right, is this one. Maybe we're just going to do the second one. So let me share this to the chat really quick.
Okay.
And let's work in this last 3 minutes. We just have to identify if it's a question, it's an affirmative or negative statement. We just write QW if it's a question, A for affirmative, and N for negative. All right, so what about the first one?
I didn't know where to go.
All right.
It's negative.
The next one.
It is difficult to see. Is affirmative.
All right.
There's no time to wait. Is negative. She knew who to call. Affirmative. They were ready to play the game. Is affirmative. He will be so happy to see you. Is affirmative. Do you know how to get there? Is question.
All right, and finally.
Is cool. I didn't know which house to buy. Is negative.
Negative, all right. And the last part, we just use the infinitive of these verbs in the box to complete the idea.
Okay. I was so excited to visit them.
I think C. It's
Okay.
more about
to
you?
see them.
Number 2.
She knew how hang out how to hang out the drums.
The drums are not like
To play
batería. Yes, exactly.
To play the drum.
Great. Number 3.
Chatting is a good way to keep in touch.
All right. To keep in touch. Number 4.
It is a good idea to visit that place.
All right. To visit.
It is fun to celebrate with my friends.
In this case, I think hang out it's better. Do you know the meaning of hang out?
It's like manejar, like manejar una situación.
It's no, it's more like to spend time with someone and como pasar el rato. That's hang out.
Okay.
You spend time. Usually you hang out with your friends or your family. It's just to spend some time with
Okay.
and finally,
they had a lot of time to celebrate.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Finished. Oh, I believe in number 1 and number 4. It's wrong because they were referring to the word in bold. If you go a little bit up, it's a question word. Sorry, I didn't realize that. But where, no, in number 1 is a question word. It was asking about that, about the word where. And in number 4, the word who also is a question word, no? But the rest is
Okay.
it's. Okay, so that's all, Flor. Thank you very much. I'll assign all the quizzes until Sunday afternoon, okay? And tomorrow we will have a class and also on Friday, and we will finish this month. Okay? So
Okay.
Thank you, Flor. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Thank you, teacher. See you.
Oh,
Bye.
sorry, the post, sorry.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so sorry. Okay, you got it. Thank you very much, Flor. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.